Welcome back to another episode of Vees Views here on Castnet.net. Fraser Rogers with GM, President, Head Coach Fred Harbinson. And while the regular season's now behind you guys and it ended off on a great note, let's go back to it on Friday night, beating the Chilliwack Chiefs 3-0 to end the regular season. You know, it's your last game before, a substantial break, so it's probably the way you wanted to go out as well.
Yeah, and it's against one of the top teams, second place overall. And over the last month, we've played Victoria a couple times, Chilliwack now, Wenatchee, and obviously what we saw out of our team against those top teams in the league.
It's another bounce back. You've had a great record all season after a loss. Disappointing result Thursday in overtime in Surrey, but it seemed like the mindset was there for that big game against Chilliwack to close things out.
Yeah, it was a great example. You try to get the guys up, but you're playing a last place team, and that struggled the last few years. Nobody in the rank. You try to keep them, motivated. We scored 10 seconds in. It probably was the worst thing that happened to us. I think probably thought we were going to win by 10, and next you give up a couple tough goals in the first period. You're down 3-1, and now you got to play catch up the whole game, which we did. We made it 3-2, made it 3-3, had plenty of chance to make it 4-3. We don't, and obviously the goal in overtime shouldn't have counted, but those things happen, and either way, it was just you wanted to have a little more complete game. I thought our compete was fine. We just played a real dumb hockey game. Just made a lot of bad decisions when we didn't have the puck.
Now, you talked about the big win against a high-powered offensive team like Chilliwack. You take it back against Victoria and Wenatchee. Those three top teams, only one goal against in those three games to kind of close out February. Is that exciting to see your team measure up to those other top teams in the BCHL?
Yeah, no question. And I think the one constant was that in all those games the pace of play was extremely high. So when we play against anybody outside of that group, we need to make sure that we continue to play with that same pace. And sometimes when you're playing against a Chilliwack, Wenatchee, Victoria, you don't have time to hang on to the puck, and that's how the game is played. You have to move the puck quick and then move to holes. And what we've been trying to preach to our guys, when you play a team that maybe plays at a slower pace, just because you have more time to hang on to it doesn't mean you should. It means continue to there's not a guy in this league in the game of hockey that can outskate a puck. So it's something we've been preaching.
Now you have a bit of a break, almost 3 weeks off between the end of the regular season and the start of the playoffs. Obviously, you've been planning for this, knowing this for some time. How does the team go about this? It's kind of a bit unnatural when it's busy regular season, then it's a kind of a hurry up and wait approach.
Yeah, well, it's funny. You read different things and you get different ideas. And the funny part was you listen to certain people were worried about geez, are you playing Robson too much down the stretch? Well, we've got basically almost a month off here, so I mean these guys are 20-year-old guys that are in great shape. When you have young kids, then it's a little different. But so the positive side is we have 2 or 3 guys that are banged up, and it looks like that'll get them the time they need to be healthy and ready to get back into onto the ice and playing come playoff time. So that gives us an opportunity to add a few more wrinkles into our game systematic-wise. And there's a fine line, though, between overdriving them right now and then also with our group, it's been very evident that they need to mentally stay engaged. So, trying to give them the right days off, do some fun team building stuff. We've had a plan for a while because, as you mentioned, we knew we weren't going to finish in third for quite some time. We knew we were going to get a bye, either finish in first or second. And so this is not something just all of a sudden sprung upon us.
Now, you look at the first round as a whole, it's a chance for you to get the scouting hat on and maybe preview potential opponents. Interior, 3 through 6 that are playing in this first round, there seems to be some great matchups, and it could be a toss-up of who you do face come mid-March.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Salmon Arm has been playing real well. They're the lowest seed, and we get the lowest seed that comes out. Trail's been able to score all year, so they're always going to be dangerous. I never count West Kelowna out. They're national, defending champs, and I think they're going to get Allen back, and I don't know about Retliano, but Retigliano is obviously adding those 2 guys. All of a sudden changes the way you defend. And Merritt, they're always a very competitive group, and they've given teams like Vernon a tough time, and I think they've had a good go with West Kelowna. So it should be a good series. Both of those will be great series. Whoever we get, it's it's not the first round of the playoffs. We're starting in the second round of the playoffs, so you know that there's not going to be a weak sister left over.
It should be exciting. The Vees playoffs start in that second round, March 17th. And remember, Vees only Western Canada Cup ticket packages are still on sale. Check them out at the Vees website, pentictonvees.ca. For head coach Fred Harbinson, Fraser Rogers, another edition of Castanet Vees Views. Hey folks, Fraser Rogers reminding you to wear your blue come playoff time, March 17th, round 2, game 1, and obviously round 2, game 2 on March the 18th, 7 and 6 o'clock start times. We want you to paint the town blue this playoff run. Make sure you wear blue at Vees playoff games coming up on March 17th. It all starts round 2, March 17th at 7 o'clock. Make sure you paint the town blue.